I go to the gym and I spend a good 2 hours at the gym today. I've been trying to like live a little bit of a more healthy lifestyle. I don't just mean go working out because I already exercise. I want to live a more healthy lifestyle in terms of when I go to sleep, when I wake up, how I plan and schedule my day. Live out that 2021 New Year's resolution that I literally just threw out the window at the beginning of the year. Lead a less stressful lifestyle. So I go to the gym, stay a little too late to use their shower. I get home to shower before I go out to enjoy myself a little bit for the Saturday night. And my shower water is freezing. So I say, crap, I'm running late, shit, and there was something I wanted to do that I'm going to wind up not doing. I'm just going to skip and do something different. I'm going to do the same shit I always do, which is go to the exact same brisket and rib shack place that has really amazing food. But anyway, so there's no hot water. So it's 13 degrees outside. It's pretty cold in my apartment. The water coming out of my faucet is ice cold. I wash myself down with it. I didn't know that I had access to the boiler section of this building. Apparently I do. I hear back from the landlord right after I finish my nice cold shower, and I do have access to that part. Very nice. Beautiful. I have access to the neighbor, who is a really, really nice dude. I have the best neighbors on earth. Really kind, caring people. And there's a water heater over there, and the water heater says ER on it. So, I find the model of the heater, and I find a service manual for the heater, so we can try to figure out what's going on with it. And apparently what ER means is hit the reset button, and if it doesn't work after you do that, contact a licensed heating professional. Fuck you! Fuck you. Seriously. This is the exact same thing that Apple did with ASD, with Apple Service Diagnostic. One of the most popular videos in this channel was $750 to replace, for a sensor failure. How Apple makes it difficult for people to repair things. It was like a 45-minute long video I did in 2015 that blew up a bunch of times on Reddit. And in that video, one of the things I demonstrate is that you used to get access to ASD, Apple Service Diagnostic, which would allow you to be able to tell, oh, this sensor has failed. When this, your trackpad sensor has failed, or TSOP, or you should check out, TMOP or something like that. It would allow you to have some sort of concept or some sort of idea of what actually failed, so that you would have some fucking ability to do a repair yourself, or at least look into what it is. Even if you don't have the ability to do the repair, you can look into what it is, right? And then in the newer MacBooks, I believe I had a 2015 or it was early 2015 A1398 that I was using as an example. What it does is it says, error with whatever, error, I think it was PFM006 or PFM009. So, which doesn't tell you jack shit. That's not the name of anything in the computer. That you can't relate that to anything on the schematic. So I Googled the error code, and that error code says bring to Genius Bar. Now people will joke and they'll laugh and say, don't buy a MacBook, don't buy Apple and you fix it. This is a water heater for my shower. And now granted, there was an issue with there's a condensate pipe on it or something, and that had frozen over a little bit. I was surprised to see that was the case. The reason I was surprised to see that was the case is because it's 13 degrees today. So yesterday, when it was negative 15 to negative 13 degrees freedom units, there was no issue. But when it's 13 degrees freedom units, that's when it's going to decide to freeze over and become an issue? It was just one of those things where I just really didn't understand the logic behind why it froze now but didn't freeze before. But whatever. But the point of the matter is, instead of saying, check drip, or check this, or check that, or this error code means it's having an issue with this thing, it tells you, click, turn it on and off again, and if that doesn't work, call your trained heating professional. No! I'm not going to do that! This town is like fucking 1,000 people in it. It's the middle of nowhere. It's 8 o'clock at night. This shit looks like Silent Hill. I'm not gonna call a heating professional, because no fucking heating professional is gonna come out at 8 o'clock to a town of 1,000 people. That's not how any of this works. I'm gonna figure it out myself. So fuck you for the shitty manual. I figured it out anyway, and I'm not calling a goddamn licensed heating professional. But I did take a cold shower because I didn't hear back from my landlord to tell me that I actually have access to that part of the building through my neighbor. My neighbor's garage. But this is every industry. You know, again, like when somebody says, just don't buy a MacBook and the problem is solved. That is so short-sighted. That is so beyond short-sighted. Like, again, I have... Shut up. Hush, meme car. I will turn on what I want to turn on. You know, the hot water heater that's in my apartment in New York City that I had, that hot water heater looks like that shit looks like it's been there since 1940. But it has a nice detailed thing on the side of it. Like because I've had to troubleshoot that before, because, you know, fuck if I was waiting for my landlord to be able to take a hot shower. So it's got a nice long list on there. You can find the manual. The manual goes into detail to all the shit that can go wrong with it. It doesn't give you a digital error code, that's for sure. But like, it was written as if it was designed for the person who owned it to be able to troubleshoot it on their own without having to wait or be at the mercy of their licensed, trained heating professional. Whereas this modern piece of shit, I shouldn't call it a piece of shit, it's a Bosch actually. Bosch makes really high-end stuff, but still, shit service manual. It says, you know, if you see this code, hit reset button to turn on and off again, and if that doesn't work, call your licensed or call your trained heating professional. I don't want to call my licensed or trained heating professional. I want to be able to take my shower now. But such is life. Did a little bit of Googling, and literally by the time I figured out what it most likely was, my neighbor was checking the exact same thing that I was checking, and that was that. But it's really frustrating the extent to which, like, this has kind of permeated into every industry. Like, literally every fucking industry. Every type of item. Tractors, medical equipment, cars, laptops, gaming consoles, cell phones, hot water heaters. Like, don't give me this shit where, like, ER means I have to call somebody. Give me an idea. Give me something. Give me anything. And this is the thing that, you know, Erica often chastises me a little bit, because she says that I don't go to read the manual. And Erica always wants to read the manual in everything that she purchases. And I understand and appreciate why Erica wants to read the manual, because she wants to learn. The reason I don't read the manual to just virtually anything that I buy is because the manual is a steaming pile of shit that tells me nothing. The manual is something that's going to tell me PFM 006 or PFM 009 means take this MacBook to the Genius Bar. The manual is going to tell me this code means you turn it on and off again, and if it doesn't work, you call some fucking plumber, you know, who's going to show up in 2 days while you shower in 13 degrees. And I hate that shit. It's cold, and it, like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure Bosch is not even an American company, you know, but it's something that has managed to permeate worldwide. Every industry, every device, every country, every company. What happened to the days where it was expected that you do some basic work on your own shit in your own garage? What happened to that? Like, was that a joke? Was that a fake memory? Was that a fake memory that at one point in this country or in other countries, you know, you had a garage and you had tools in your garage, and on the weekend when you were off from work, you worked on the shit in your home that didn't work until you made it work again, and that you took some sort of sense of pride in making some of the shit that was in your house that wasn't working work again? Like, do you remember that? Am I making this up? Am I crazy? Tell me if I'm crazy. I need to know. Maybe I am crazy. Maybe I am crazy. That's that diagonal stop sign again. That gets me every time. It's not a real stop sign. It's a real stop sign if I'm the other way. This is so much more than just don't buy Apple. It's so much more than that. And this is something that you're not going to fix with a law either. There is no law that I can imagine creating that will change us back to a culture where people like just are open to tinkering with their own shit again. Where people are not held back by this culture of fear and, oh my god, what if I get something, what if I get something wrong? What if I hurt my pinky finger? What if somebody sues because somebody out there hurt their pinky finger? I don't know how to walk it back. I really don't. But I do know one thing. That you can't have a society that encourages people to get into fields of engineering and working on things with their hands if they're never given the opportunity to. If they don't grow up around that. If that's completely erased from the culture. Whoa, a railroad crossing. That's crazy. It's an actual railroad, like a choo-choo train goes there. Like an actual choo-choo train. Like Project Pat from 3-6 Mafia. Shay. We ran a train on the... Should have paid your light bill. You bought an outfit. Should have paid your light bill. Should have paid your water heater bill. You bought brisket. Wait, no, that's me. I like Project Pat. Project Pat is the shit. Just for that one song alone, Project Pat will always have a special place in my heart. Shay. We ran a train on the... Tanya. That song is so fucking ridiculous. But it's stuck in my head. And it's absolutely hysterical. It's a lovely album. It's like it's like a classical symphony. It's an absolute classical symphony right there. I'm using a turn signal. I need people to not be able to tell that I'm from New York. So one of the ways that I try to disguise myself so they don't know where I'm originally from is I do shit like use my turn signal. They'll never tell. They'll never know what my original homeland was. Every now and then when somebody's tailgating me, I'll do like full throttle at the light to go to get up to 35 miles an hour. Yeah, you MAGA truck. Where are you now, MAGA truck? Exactly. You eat my dust, you... I don't enjoy being tailgated. It's not fun. Not going to go over the speed limit to avoid it. However, at a traffic light, I will 0 to 35 at a speed that does not allow you to follow me. He'll eventually catch up to me to tailgate me though. MAGA truck's gonna MAGA. Even the dogs here are MAGA. Like, I met a MAGA dog today. Did I tell you about the MAGA dog? So I had a mask in my car and I was going to throw it away. But the garbage pail was a little high, so I had to lift it, and it looked like I was lifting the mask up to my face, right? So it looked like I'm lifting a mask to my face. This dog that's leaving the store sees me with a mask that looks like it's going up to my face. He literally jumps and grabs it out of my hand and starts chewing it and like shaking his head. Like, no mask, no mask. That's a MAGA dog right there. I wonder what that dog would do if he met Fauci. I'm genuinely curious how that dog would get along with Anthony Fauci. That would be some funny shit right there. Yeah, I walked up to a garbage pail. I posted it in the Discord today. I walked up to a garbage pail and it said, "Let's go Brandon" on it with a picture of Joe Biden. And then there was a little board right next to it. Like it just, you know, one of those where you could post your pull tab signs. And one of the pull tab signs was a bunch of information on Agenda 2030 and the vaccine and your medical health and why your life depends on it. And I'm just thinking to myself, God bless a small town. You know what? God bless this little small town. That was funny. I feel bad for Fauci. I really do. Like, I genuinely feel bad for him. Can you honestly say in the beginning of the pandemic that you would have been honest with the American people about the masks thing? Like, really, don't get me wrong. I hate him for it. Fuck him for lying about masks. Fuck him for lying about masks, saying, what do you need a mask for? No, the thing is, you're probably not going to wear it right. You may be touching your face. What are you, fucking hypochondriac? You don't need a goddamn mask. Fuck that. But in reality, he was saying that because he wanted to keep it for the medical workers. And a lot of people are saying, I can't believe he lied about this. Why would he lie about this? And then you see how what people are doing with the fucking toilet paper. Bro, can we be trusted as a country? No. Not only do we hoard shit, not only are we selfish, we're fucking stupid. What the fuck are you gonna do with toilet paper when the apocalypse comes? Your business gets shut down, your livelihood gets shut down, and you seriously think that toilet paper is gonna be the be-all end-all for you? You fucking twat. You dumb shit. Of course I'm gonna lie to you. Of course people are gonna lie to you when you're that fucking stupid. You guys didn't even grab soap. Like, grab a fucking bidet. Why are you grabbing toilet paper? You're gonna wipe, you're gonna, if I took a shit in your hand, would you take dry toilet paper and use that dry toilet paper to rub it off? No, you'd go over to the sink and you get all the different types of soaps that you could to wash that shit off of you, because you would never in a million years use dry goddamn paper to wipe shit off of yourself. But for some reason, we think it's acceptable. We think that that's okay. And it's not okay. But you know what's even less okay than that? Hoarding the fucking toilet paper because you think the world is gonna end. If I saw what happened at lines and Walmarts across the country with the fucking toilet paper, I would quit. I wouldn't even lie about masks. I would fucking quit. Fuck that. Let somebody else do this job. I'm not managing a nation of selfish toddlers that think that dry paper will actually clean their asshole. You need water, you need soap, you need a jet, you need pressure, a bidet. You need something real. I'm not gonna walk around with this fucking crusty asshole with little shit flakes up in there, and the little shit flakes combining with your ass hair, combining with the little flakes of toilet paper that get stuck on it. Ugh, gross. Gross. That's a myth. You don't need to wipe after you bidet. That's a myth. I mean, granted, you probably should just to keep... You don't need to wipe, you need to dry, I would say. It's important to dry. But if you open up your asshole wide enough and you have a bidet with a strong enough jet, it's going to go up in there and get rid of everything. Like, literally everything. It will get every last little piece of shit flake up there so you don't have to go back. Because if you're wiping your ass with toilet paper, even if you actually use the method of like really digging up in there with some soap and some water and soap and water, toilet paper, soap, water, toilet paper, soap, water, toilet paper, 30 minutes later, if you took a really raunchy shit, 30 minutes into it, you're going to feel a little itchy again. And then you're going to go back to the bathroom, soap, some water, some toilet paper, and you're going to notice it's brown again. Because it doesn't work. That never happens with a bidet. Because a bidet gets rid of it at the source. Instead of spreading it around with the paper, it takes the shit, while it's still potentially wet, and jets it out of there. So it's not waiting in the corner up your asshole to slowly make its way to the sphincter at the end. It just gets rid of it. A bidet is a very good instrument. But we have a backwards-ass country where people are so stupid, they believe that dry paper will actually clean their asshole when it has shit in it. It's gross. What the fuck is wrong with these people? But yeah, back to Fauci. Back to Fauci. If you were Fauci, would you honestly believe that you could tell these people the truth and that they could handle it? Hell no. Jack Nicholson taught us that lesson 30 years ago. You can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth. Don't get me wrong. Fuck Fauci. Again, I can handle the truth. You know, don't lie to me just because everybody else is an idiot. But if I were Fauci, I would have lied to all of you. All of you. None of you can be trusted. How are you doing, Jessica, whatever? What are you doing with your Saturday evening? Cab driving?
Now keep left to stay on state route 101.
I'm going to get myself some ribs. I'm going to Casey's Rib Shack in Manchester. I'm gonna treat myself to some ribs. I got a bunch more work done for the stupid fucking tax audit. And I'm gonna treat myself to some brisket. This auditor is going out of his way to ask for things that QuickBooks doesn't even generate reports for, so you have to do it manually. It's so fucking annoying. But it is what it is. Whatever. I'll play your game. I'll play your game, mofo. I know why he's mad, too. Because there's a good chance that New York State actually owes me money. There's a chance after this audit that New York State actually owes me a few $1,000s. That's not happening. I have a friend that wound up in federal prison for 3 years. He was selling something that he wasn't supposed to sell. I'll leave it at that. And when he explained it to me, he said that the risk reward was such that the maximum that he could get for what he did was 3 months in prison. So that's why he thought it was okay. And he said, I calculated everything, blah, blah, blah. He's a very smart guy. And one of the things that I told him is the one thing you didn't calculate in is that people who spend years investigating you are not going to be okay with you getting 3 months in prison. So they are going to plant some shit on you so that you get 3 years in prison. You're assuming that the actual system is not corrupted to that extent, that people's emotions mean nothing. If I spend 2 years of my life chasing somebody, there's no way in fuck I'm letting them get away with only a month or 2 months in prison, right? So, and I kind of wonder and I worry if the same shit applies here. Like, this audit started sometime around September. It is now January. If this dude that's getting paid a full-time salary spent 2 or 3 months of his life looking through all of my papers, and at the end of it, because I fucked up, the state may actually owe me money. I don't see that. I have that same feeling in the pit of my stomach that I did when my friend was about to go to prison. Because it's like, he's not gonna... If somebody spends that much time investigating you, no, that's not how this works. I can't, at least in New York, I can't imagine that being how this works. Either way, I have a great CPA, and I'm very happy with his work thus far, except for him letting me overpay. I have a feeling there's some sort of surprise, and I don't know what it's going to be. One way to figure it out, right? One way to find out. I hope my auditor uses a bidet. It would make him a much happier person. Like, if my auditor uses dry toilet paper and he's got a fucking flaky, crunchy asshole with like flakes of shit in there, he's not going to be a happy guy. He's not going to be in a good mood. But if he washes his ass with a bidet, then I'm good. At the end of the day, he'll do the right thing. Bear right onto Route 101. Yellow light? I'll slow for you, yellow light. But now that I slowed for the yellow light, I have a MAGA truck coming after me. Now we have to accelerate away from the MAGA truck. Oh, fuck you, MAGA truck. Here, get the fuck out of here, you tailgating cunt. I love it. I could barely see him in my rear mirror anymore. He looks like a little dot. Nice little bump over there. Murphy's Tap Room, not a bad bar. The only problem with bars is they don't have somebody there that drives you home after you get wasted. I would likely be drinking more often if I did not have to drive myself home when I get wasted. However, I have a basic policy when in a vehicle. 0 alcohol. Not that whole, oh, it's just one drink, because there's no, I don't like the idea of there being the whole slippery slope to, you know, how inebriated can you be and drive? And B, there's no such thing as one drink. It's like one potato chip. That never happens. Holy fuck. MAGA truck BTFO. What the hell is this weird road with no lane markers? These are the shittiest lane markers I've ever seen. I guess you have an excuse. See, New York doesn't have an excuse. You guys have no sales tax and no income tax. You have no money for your roads. I'm surprised that you even have the money to pay for the freaking paint at all. Much less potholes. But Christmas tree, oh Christmas tree. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Christmas tree, oh Christmas tree. Rah, 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 rah. Why do you want to leave New York if that's the case? Well, there's more to life than drinking and being able to get home by train. I don't actually drink out there. To be honest with you. I think that there's more to life than that. In New York, you can drink and take the train, but taking the train depresses the fuck out of me. I took the train from 2002 until 2018 or 19. Nope. I'm done. I did my 16 years in that underground prison. It's so demoralizing. Just need to find a designated driver is all. This is a weird lane. This lane actually feels like it's drunk. Where the lights go? Okay, they disappeared and they reappear. I love it. That was a very drunk feeling lane. Wes nominates Jessica whatever or Sunny Days to be the designated driver. I think Sunny would be a decent designated driver. I've never seen him drink before. I've never seen Sunny even take one shot of alcohol. I kind of wonder if he actually drinks. And if he doesn't drink, he would make an excellent designated driver. Why not, Brandy? Why not? Yeah, that Suburban is hauling ass. It's funny you mention that, because that same fucker that's been tailgating me this entire time is still right behind me. I'm gonna try to get away from him when this light turns green, though. And he's fucking tailgating me again. He's got to be like 3 inches from my car. Holy fuck. Okay, there we go. I don't know if that weird noise is audible to you. It's a very high frequency, like warp speed sounding noise when I do that. But each time I do that, I get that much further away from the tailgating mega truck. It's funny, I got rid of that bumper bully thing. Like, I finally took it out of my trunk and put it in my closet because I don't think I need it here. And then this trip happens, where this guy is like 1 inch away from my fucking bumper. It's ridiculous. There's no need for that. It's so obnoxious. It's so obnoxious. It sounds really interesting when you're in the vehicle itself. This is Manchester. This is kind of like the Bed-Stuy of New Hampshire.
1,000 feet. Turn Erie Street.
I don't know how else to put it. Like, this is kind of like the Bed-Stuy of New Hampshire. It has that same general, like, armpit feel to it. You know? But this is supposed to be... This is their idea of a big city. It's funny because I was speaking to my neighbors and they refer to this as the big city. They're like, there's 100,000 people here. Are you kidding? My block at home probably has more than 100,000 people on it. That's adorable. Like, just the fact that people can park a car here. Stop all the way. Stop. And go. Hear my windshield washer fluid shaking in my trunk.
Right onto South Main Street.
The furthest I've ever traveled for brisket besides this place was Grove City, Ohio. I have stopped in Grove City, Ohio just to pick up the brisket at City Barbecue in Grove City. That shit's insane. It's insanely good. It's good enough to be worth a 700-mile road trip just for lunch. I'll go there again someday. That guy is missing a headlight. Nice. Thank you, you prick. Who needs headlights at night when driving at night?
In 500 feet, turn sharp left onto 2nd Street.
Sharp left? Not just left, sharp left. You guys catch the dude with the no headlight? That's not very nice.
Turn sharp left onto 2nd Street.
That's not very nice. You know, there are people that may want to be able to you know, not smash any of you. Thank you, Wes. Yeah, it's unfortunate that nobody will watch it. Somebody asked, why are you doing videos if you're driving? Literally more. Thank you. AT&T is not very nice. I think more people would watch a car ride video of me yesterday than people will watch that Willie Cade interview on. Somebody said with the original farm video, why didn't you put right to repair in the title? Because that's a great way to ensure that nobody watches it. But also, I hate politics was the feel that I had when I did that video at the time. I hate politics was what was in my head. Look, you got a KFC and a McDonald's. This is good old-fashioned American culture right here. This is American culture. This is what we're known for in the United States.
Destination will be on the left.
Maybe I'll see a Wendy's up next.
Now your destination
Hello, Casey Rib Shack. Oh ho ho ho. Oh yes. Yes. Giant servings of brisket. Spent 40 minutes on a fucking treadmill today. I'll get myself some brisket. My channel kind of has the same syndrome as Eli's does. Nobody wants to hear the right to repair shit or watch me fix stuff. They want to hear me scream at a cloud. And they want me to be good and mad at the cloud. Luckily, there's no shortage of things to be mad at in the world. And there's no shortage of angry me. Teresa, I gave up veganism in December 15th of 2020. So I was vegan from November 2015 all the way up until December of 2020. But that was 5 years and 1 month, and it was a good run. I think it was a good run, you know. But that was that. Oh, don't you dare call this place fast food. Don't you dare call this fast food. I also appreciate when you tell me your beliefs are not my own, because they're not, and you know it. I believe in freedom of conscience and thinking for yourself. No, you don't. You have the same opinion on everything. Are you kidding me? Like, if I have literally 50 different topics, you have the exact standard, typical, like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to put this. Stefan Molyneux view on literally all of it, like, kind of thing. Like, you're I don't care if you don't appreciate it. I'm telling you reality. If I can figure out what you think about 50 different topics and I can predict it with 100% accuracy and literally know what you're going to say before you say it, it's not your opinion. It's somebody else's. I don't know whose it is. I don't know where it came from, but it's not yours. And you know it's not yours. And you're angry about it because it's true. Also, it's not whatever. It's true. You're the one who was saying, I hope you didn't mandate your employees to show their vaccine. You know I fucking didn't, you stupid piece of shit cunt. You know that because I did a video on this in August. And then I did a second video on this in November. So if you really actually cared for the answer, then you would have gotten the answer because it's in the title of the video. It's in the first 30 seconds of the video. But you don't care. Again, you're an NPC. You literally just continue to copy and paste out other people's ideas and spread them everywhere. It doesn't matter if it takes like 10 seconds of research to figure out the answer to a question. You don't want the answer to the question, and you never did. You want to virtue signal and show everybody what side of the political aisle you are on, and the way you do that is by having the exact same viewpoint as everybody else on that side for every single issue. And it's boring. It creates boring people. I don't even care if you're left-wing, right-wing, libertarian, whatever the fuck. I just care that it be your own. And these are clearly not your ideas, because regardless of what political topic we've discussed in this channel, and there's been many, I know exactly where you're going to land on every single one, every single time. And that's not a coincidence. That can't happen if it's your ideas, because at some point, if they're your ideas and not somebody else's ideas, they're going to differ from the status quo. And the fact that your ideas never differ from the status quo and are always that, it's a fashion statement, man, and it's somebody else's ideas. I don't care if you don't appreciate it. What matters is that it's the truth. Anyway, I will see you all later. That's about it. Of course you didn't see that video, because you don't fucking care. It's about virtue signaling, man. You want to virtue signal and show what side you're on, and you do you, you know? You do you. Enjoy your life of hosting other people's ideas in your head. I'm going to enjoy hosting a pig in my stomach. I will see you all in another video. Bye now. Poor pig. Rip pig. I'm sure I'll be less salty once I've eaten the pig. Oh, poor bastard. If I were a pig, I would run away from this place so fast. It's a nice looking place. Check it out. This will be an exercise in discipline. I'm going to sit at a bar and not have a single piece of alcohol. Check it out. Iced tea. I will take a look. Felix. Did I just call you Felix? That's not doing well for my argument that I haven't drank anything. Olive Garden sucks. Hell no. This is a place called Casey's Rib Shack. It has the second best brisket I've ever had in the United States. And it's good. This is unsweetened iced tea. Not sweetened. Trying to be more in shape. No Long Island iced tea, no alcohol, thank you very much. Gotta have some sense of self-control. I am gonna be getting drunk on this though. Check this out. They have applesauce. An apple barbecue sauce. This is amazing. I'm gonna be eating. It's ridiculously good. Oh my god, it's good. Arnold Palmer is a good compromise. Nope. Will you channel William Shatner? I can't tell you to get a life until I get one. I'm enjoying my time decompressing. I'm gonna unsweetened iced tea is just liquid self-hate. You know, I try to consider it a balance between the plainness of water and sugar. This is a really nice looking place. Take a look. What menu item? Well, what I'm getting is, I'm probably not getting a pig, unfortunately. I'm getting a beef brisket with a side of applesauce and collard greens. I like collard greens because it's green, so I don't know. I get to tell myself that I at least had something good for me because it says green in the name, but it's spicy. Also, one of the things you'll notice, because this is not New York City, I am not surrounded by people. See? Look, I have actual fucking space. Whoa. That's on fire. Somebody over there ordered food that's on fire. That's crazy. I could use some on fire food right now. Unsweet iced tea is refreshing. Not all tea is created equal. You know, this is way better than the Olive Garden trash. I'll give you that. Thanks for taking us with you. We got no life. And neither do I, but that's what I'm aiming for, actually. I'm aiming for a nice year of decompression. Did they do a vaccine check before you went in? No, they didn't, because this is not New York City. So I have not used this once. So this little piece of shit, I'm this close to setting this thing on fire, seriously. Like, I don't need this. This stupid shit, nobody cares here. There is one person in this bar that has a mask on, and nobody cares. Like, again, it's not that stupid. There's none of that Gavin Newsom bullshit where it's like, you know, have your mask on in between bites, or... Have any of you been on a flight where they tell you to have your mask on in between bites? I mean, it is just so... Listen, no mask required, man. None at all. I see one mask in this... Actually, never mind. It's a chin bra. There was one mask, and now it just turned into a chin bra because she's flirting with what looks like a biker across the bar from me. Good for him. Good for her. I hope they have a good evening. Listen, I got vaccine shot number 1. I got vaccine shot number 2. I got COVID. I'm done, man. Time for life, you know? I got COVID, I got vaccine 1, I got vaccine 2, and I took a shower with freezing water. Bring it. Bring it. Nothing can kill me. You leave my city of Vegas alone. I mean, the population here is not even close enough for that. Not to mention the whole store got sick. Yep, with a 100% vaccination rate. We had a 100% vaccination rate. Now granted, they all got sick, but they all recovered in a few days, so it's no big deal. The thing is, what's really tricky is, think about it. Like, even if somebody were to say it's just the flu, which it's not, it's obviously way worse than the flu by the numbers, that's clear. But if everybody gets sick enough that they can't show up to work for 4 or 5 days, you're still kind of fucked, are you not? Like, 8 people all got it at the same time. What's really interesting is that the Delta surge, we had nothing. Like, the Delta surge, again, we took masks off in the store in June. The Delta surge started at the end of June to early July. So the Delta surge started, and we literally didn't even notice it. Like, nobody got sick. And then Omicron just owned everybody. Thank you so much. Oh wow, this looks amazing. Thank you. Hello. Brisket, cornbread, applesauce, collard greens. All right, baby. Yes. I'm gonna get my money's worth in that applesauce. Oh, that is good. Making up for 5 years and 1 month of veganism right now. Admittedly, this applesauce is not carnivorous, but I'm sure this would go good on anything. I'm not a fan of vinegar, to be honest with you. Yeah, I can't do vinegar, I'm sorry. I have a strong disdain for vinegar. Holy crap. So soft, too. I don't like grits, honestly. Oh my god, this is amazing. This is good. Not City Barbecue in Grove City, Ohio good, but so close. I don't like vinegar very much. It doesn't really have anything to do with that, Harvey. It's just, I don't enjoy it as a cleaner. I don't enjoy it as something that you eat. It came out in my laundry, yes. I enjoy having in-apartment laundry now. That's a luxury I didn't have before. I have to walk downstairs to use a dryer. I've never met a vinegar that I liked. So, I have my doubts. I've been burned too many times, man. Grove, Tucky. I was in Grove City, Ohio. I went to City Barbecue there. It's on the way to seeing my dad. When I want to visit my dad, that's the halfway point. Can you put apple barbecue sauce on cornbread? I don't think that's legal. Thank you so much. Alright, I did it. I just put some applesauce on cornbread. That was good.
Yeah. And then right here, yeah. Where are you booked? So are you ordering first?
Me either, Derp. So we're on the same page there.
No, I just opened it today. Where's that lady over here? Yeah.
Columbus is getting Intel fabs. Yeah, but I mean, that right as they're becoming a fail as a company. We're always going to be several generations behind since we gave up that shit in the 80s and 90s. I mean, Intel's not impressive anymore. They make shit modems. They make crappy ultrabook processors. They lose out to ARM there. They lose out with modems to Qualcomm. They lose out in desktop processors to AMD. What does Intel do? Like, what does Intel do in 2022 that makes them worthwhile? I don't see Intel turning around and becoming impressive. Maybe I'm being too much of a pessimist, but I don't see it. Now, if they turn around like they did in 2007 and beat the living shit out of AMD for 10 years straight, I'll believe it. But I don't think they got that in them this time. AMD's been too far ahead for too long, and they're better capitalized now. AMD's better capitalized now. They've had a lead for a really long time versus them, but they had a lead in like 2005 and some of 2006, and then they lost it for a decade again. Intel will have fabs to produce chips for multiple companies. What are they producing? No. Call me... I just don't think that... How about this? I'm always skeptical when somebody says we're going to produce shit in America. They're like, Apple is claiming that with that plant they put together in Texas, and they're assembling Mac Pros there. It's like, again, you know, they're not making chips there. They're not doing anything crazy. You're assembling things there.
No, but yours is already on table. We already was making it. I was already making it.
I think a seatbelt and a helmet is probably a good idea, Wizard. I appreciate not dying, you know?
Yeah, it was for you, right? It was solo, so it was like, it's whatever. It's happening.
This is amazing. If you're in Cheshire County, it is. I know this is a really long drive, but it's actually worth it for this food. I want a phone and a computer that all parts and materials are sourced and manufactured in the US. Yeah, good luck with that. You're lucky if it's even assembled here. Even companies like Pace, like when Pace says their soldering stations are assembled in the United States. Keyword, assembled. KC Rib Shack, Harley. I have no idea if they deliver. I always show up here because the ambiance of the place is uplifting for me. I don't know what it is about it, but it makes me feel happy. Yeah, I think seatbelts and helmets are smart decisions. If I do crash my vehicle, I would like to live. Or at least, live less fucked, without being paralyzed or something. I don't want my head to go through the windshield. There is something ironic about a trooper that's on a motorcycle with no seatbelt pulling somebody over for not having a seatbelt in their car, though. That's a question I'd have for you. So what do you think? Do you think... how about this? If you get into a crash in a car with a seatbelt, you're probably safer than you are on a motorcycle. Because motorcycles don't have seatbelts, but motorcycles are also motorcycles. So if it's dangerous to not have a seatbelt, is it and that's against the law, should it be against the law to have a motorcycle? Because a motorcycle, no seatbelt at all. It's always interesting when I see somebody getting pulled over for not having their seatbelt on by a motorcycle. Yeah, if you fall on a bike, you don't want to be tethered to it, but I think the point there is a motorcycle is fundamentally more dangerous than a car if you get into an impact at 70 or 80 miles an hour. I feel safer on a bike or a motorcycle than a car because I feel like I can evade better. I feel like my reaction time is better. I think my reaction time is considerably better on a bicycle or a motorcycle than it is where I have to move my foot from one pedal to the other just to stop. Like on a motorcycle, I could have my hand on the throttle, but my fingers can also be hovering the brake at the same time. I think you could take evasive action easier. So from that standpoint, they're safer. But assuming that you're going to get into the crash, like the crash is going to happen and there's no getting around it, a car with a giant crumple zone and a seatbelt is much preferable to a motorcycle, in my opinion. I don't know, Harvey. I know that I believe the Department of Defense or the Pentagon has some sort of resources for that, but it's like for old, obsolete, shitty chips, and they're doing it at such horribly high costs. It's just we need to have the ability to do that for certain items. I probably wouldn't have one anymore, Harley. 70 miles an hour, my brain and my skull is gone. I'm dead. Did corporations sell us out to overseas, or did they just realize they could sell a lot more product if it was more affordable? And then people decided that it was cool and went with it. The older I get, the more I recognize that the real red pill is that most of what we get, we actually ask for. And then we wonder why we're miserable 2 or 4 years later with what we asked for when we get it. But I think that's the true red pill. I don't. Is there anything redder than a red pill? I'm curious if there's anything redder than that. I could probably Arcan. I don't care.
Yes.
Luckily, I have a job.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll just meet here.
Okay. You gotta come here.
Oh my god.
Are you guys gonna text me this one? You're supposed to text me.
Hey, can you text me? Because I'm not saying very
No, not black pill. Black pill is super depressed. Red pill is when you figure out the real story. But there needs to be for when the skeptics figure out reality. Like, what's the red pill of the red pill? The blue pill is when you accept things as they are. The black pill is when you're so fucking depressed because everything's hopeless. The red pill is when you think you understand things because of some conspiracy theory shit. Or the real reason things are the way they are because of some conspiracy. Or like, the information that they don't want you to know. But then there's the red pill of the red pill, which is that the reason most things are the way they are is because even people who buy the red pill shit actually ask for it. They don't even recognize it, but they're asking for it. Infrared pill. I like that. Crimson pill. That I can see that. I like infrared pill, to be honest with you. No, SJW pill is blue pill. Holy shit, this is good.
Seagulls.
Motorcycles feel more safe to me. You know all your boundaries and have complete awareness. What I like about having when I was riding a motorcycle to take the licensing test, and also my bike which is pretty much a motorcycle, just without being called a motorcycle for legal reasons, is it's really nice to have the ability to dart around things that I just don't think I'd be able to dart around in a car. Also, you don't have that 8-pillar in your way. That fucked me up so bad when I first got the ability to drive. Is the 8-pillar really screws with me. Like, you can't, there's so many blind spots because of it. There's not really any blind spot on a bike or a motorcycle. You see everything that you can see. Oh, the other is icy roads. On icy roads, I'd rather have 4 wheels than 2. Or roads with potholes and stuff like that. I think it's... Where is this? So I'm guessing that the D-grade stalkers are in my stream tonight. We have the people that figure out where I live based on the fucking background scenery out my window so that they can send me weird letters. And then we have the people that don't even know the bar that I'm in when I announce it. You guys must be the D-grade stalkers. I'm kidding. It's Casey's Rib Shack. It's my second favorite rib and brisket place in the U.S. My first favorite one is in Grove City, Ohio, called City Barbecue. This is my second favorite. Amazing applesauce. Beef brisket is to die for. And they have a lot of their own homemade hot sauce, homemade barbecue sauces and homemade hot sauces. And it's just really good. It's so good. It's quality. I don't get paid to say this. It's just really good. It would be cool if I would sponsor this place. Rossman Repair Group sponsored by Casey's Rib Shack. I do that. This place is awesome. My God. That was good. That was good. Wow, that was good. Rip brisket. Cow is gone. There was a guy missing a headlight on the drive here, yes. I take my time at stop signs getting onto intersections. That wasn't a two-way street though. So I mean it wasn't as big a deal. I guess it was if he was deciding to make a left. Never assume that people have their headlights on, like seriously. I wish somebody had told me that when I was taking my driver's ed courses. Never assume somebody's got their headlights on. Because a lot of the time, even if it's pitch black, middle of the night, they're going 45 miles an hour. There's no headlights. You're blind. So there's looking for lights, but then there's looking to see if there's somebody moving with like just the light of the road bouncing around inside the cabin, you know? And those are two different things. The first, you could see immediately, like literally instantly. The second one, you got to process for like a quarter of a second to make sure that what you're seeing is like actually something moving because there's no light. But that quarter of a second could save your life.
So you are out.
Fredicarus, I see you've been watching a lot of, what's the person I'm thinking of? So you've been watching Hasanabi, haven't you? Yeah. He has a much better strategy for avoiding DMCA claims than I do. The la 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 la, no DMCA, no DMCA.
We have a lot, or we need a lot?
So some guy was like, precious email, so I brought him to Zcash.
Yes. We definitely need Ultra. I know that.
Never assume that they are going to do what their turn signals say. Yes.
Wow. I think from far I'll give you $100. I said if you look from far, I would take $100.
What's Pimisol? What is Pimisol? We have a strict rule regarding acronyms here, sir. And you should know it by now. Haha, Carrie knows who I'm talking about. Yo. I really wish that I had kind of delved more into the socialist, communistic leaning content.
That's not what you told me before.
I want to be a multimillionaire. Didn't he? He got a house that was worth like $1.5 to $3 million recently, didn't he? I'm telling you, there's a fucking cottage industry in telling people what they want to hear. I'm serious. Like, again, it doesn't matter where you are in the political spectrum. This is what I was talking about with EM earlier. It doesn't matter if you're Tim Pool, Stefan Molyneux, Hasanabi, any of these people. There is a serious fucking business. And like, I mean $50,000 to $70,000 a month, honest to God, business in telling people what they want to hear, in reinforcing their worldview to them. Like, it's an actual business, and it does really well. Like, that's the thing. There are a lot of views that I have where I see where my audience is in relation to me. And I know that if I just moved like a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right on that, and I just went all the way with that view, and I didn't stop, that I would pick up so many people. Like, I'd be gaining 1,000 or 2,000 subscribers a day. I'd have 600 to 800,000 views a day. Like, I know that that's possible. There's a cottage industry in telling people what they want to hear. Sometimes I wish I had it in me to do that. Thank you, Aaron E. This stuff is really good. You should try it if you're ever in New Hampshire. I don't know. He doesn't seem to have a lot of self-disgust. I believe he actually made it his channel banner. So his channel banner is all like just people comment, like all the hate comments he got after that. And the thing is, I personally don't mind if somebody like produces something worthwhile and spends millions of bucks on their own house. Like, go for it. It's just that viewpoint really just does tend to focus on, well, you have so much, why are you not giving to somebody else? So like, if you have that view of the world, why do you have to live where you live? Why can't you move to Grove City, Ohio, and buy a house for $80,000 and then spend the other $1 or $2 million on a charity for the homeless or something? Like, don't get me wrong. If I was worth $3 million, I'd probably have $1.5 million home. To be honest with you, the other $1 million in some dividend-paying investment, and the $500,000 as an emergency fund. I'd start my own fucking Casey barbecue right next to my house, so I could have. I would be so fat though. I'd have brisket 3 meals a day. I'd be literally drinking this applesauce. This applesauce right here, I would be drinking this faster than I drink alcohol on a New Year's stream. Tony Robbins is different. That's very 1990s motive. That's 1990s. You know, it's not telling people what they want to hear. That's inspirational shit. What I'm talking about is really digging into people's worldview, reinforcing their worldview, going all the way with it, and then telling them what they want to hear. Reinforcing that their worldview, that they kind of had an inkling towards, is the right one. And just going full stop with it. That's one thing I respect Destiny for. And like I recognize that he's another streamer, Destiny on YouTube and Twitch. He had the opportunity to do that, and he doesn't have it in him to do it. Like, again, there are things I don't agree with him on. I probably wouldn't be able to argue it because I suck at debating. But like, what I love about him as a streamer is he knows that if he just moved a little bit left or a little bit right in this particular instance, that the audience would just quadruple. He knows it. Like, I know that he knows it, but he never does it. He sticks to, like, listen, these are the facts. This is what I see. As a result of what I see, this is my viewpoint. And like you can't really tell where he is. You know, you have people that call him I don't know, socialistic, communist cuck, and then you have people that call him a right-wing Nazi. It's all over the spectrum. That's usually when you have somebody who's getting called all those different things, you can kind of tell that they might actually have a fucking brain for themselves. But don't get me wrong. I mean, he most certainly does well for himself financially, but he could probably do way better for himself financially if he just dug into a grift, and he doesn't do it. But there's serious money in telling people what they want to hear. I had that feeling of that conflict in 2019 when the truth about the Henry Cousby case came out, and I was wrong. I had a video of 4.6 million views based on bullshit because I never had the internal case documentation. I was assuming that Vice was actually reporting on it honestly and accurately, and I was also assuming that the dude who was the defendant was actually giving all the information honestly, and there were pieces of that information missing. Now, I could have just covered it up, and I just could have dug into it and gotten more people to hate Apple even more and more and more and more and more based on that particular case. I couldn't do it. I had the information. It's like, holy fuck, this is a totally different case. If my supplier did this, I would want to cut their balls off. They're actually printing Apple logos on shit that did not have an Apple logo on it. Not only are they doing that, they're doing a piss poor job of it. You're not even counterfeiting well. And there's no point to counterfeiting because my customers don't give a shit if anything has an Apple logo on it. My customers don't give a fuck if anything has an Apple logo on it. Like, not at all. So, so I did a video saying why this is screwed up. That video got like 40K views. I'm like, no, the original got 4 million. That means less than 1% of the people that watched the original one know the truth. Let's do it again and again and again. And then I called out Vice for being, for not telling the whole story. I haven't been featured in Vice since. You may notice that my name doesn't particularly show up in their Right to Repair articles anymore. And there's probably a reason for that. I imagine it's because I have a 15-minute video calling them out for crappy journalism. And there's also people in Right to Repair that think that I, quote, sold out. I can't tell you the number of emails that I got saying I, quote, sold out because I didn't fully support Henry Cousby. But I couldn't. The truth and the facts weren't on his side. But the thing is, my point here is in that moment, the reason that I say never believe that I'm a good person, always assume that I'm a piece of shit and that the people around you are, is that wasn't an immediate choice for me. Like the decision to go public with all of that stuff, it wasn't something I did immediately. I had to sleep on it. I had to think about it. I had to talk to some friends about it first. If I was a good person, it would have been immediate. Like it would have been instant. But it wasn't. And it wasn't because probably in the back of my head, I know that there is money in telling people what they want to hear. I know that there is money in being ideologically possessed. And again, having that sense where you have an ideological view of the world, and this is what I criticize the M for. Admittedly, I think I went a little too far earlier, and I kind of feel bad now because he's not watching, and he's probably even more further into his ideologically possessed side than he was before, which is not good because you can tell from the post that he's not thinking for himself, and that's not healthy for you, and it leads you down a dark path in life, but I digress. There's money in doing that. There's good money in it. There's a good career in that. But it happens one step at a time. It's like, I don't know if my audience is going to like this. Maybe I'll keep it from them. Or, if I say this crap, well then, that information, I'm probably going to piss off some followers or get them less excited in the issue, or maybe they won't watch as much anymore. Or, damn, that's not as simple. People may not be able to follow it as well. So, I debated it, in my head. Do I tell everybody? Do I not tell everybody? I sat on that information for about 3 weeks. If I had half a fucking stitch of moral fiber, I would have released it the same day. Part of it is I wanted to give Vice the opportunity to release it and update their own article. So I figured I should probably give them time to do it before I throw them under a bus. Because if I release it, then before I give them time to update their article, because they did the initial report, and I'm kind of throwing them under a bus. But it's kind of like firing people. I always know when it's time to fire people months before I actually do it, but I always want to give them a chance to do the right thing. But people don't change. They never change. So, it doesn't matter. Once you know that they're not going to succeed, it's just, it's time to move on. I knew they weren't going to release that information. I've read enough of Vice's journalism to recognize that they have a particular ideological view of the world. And if something goes against that ideological view of the world, it is not showing up in their reporting. It is not showing up in their op-eds. It is not showing up in their investigative anything. And they do some good investigative work. They really do. Because there are certain facts that they've uncovered that you're just not going to find anywhere else, which is why it really pissed me off when they did that. I think I've detracted so much from the point now, I forget where I was. Oh, the point. The Hasanabi thing. Like, you know, yeah, it's fucking tempting. You know, again, like, I know that there are certain pivotal points where I could have turned YouTube into a, like, you know, just from being some random side crap that I do into an actual honest to God career that I milk for 50 or 60K a month until I buy a multi-million-dollar house. And listen, the temptation is always there. I'm not gonna lie. And when you see people like that, like when you see people that are fucking socialists that wind up making multiple billions of dollars, that buy a mansion in one of the most expensive neighborhoods in the United States, it's tempting. And please do not mistake me as being such a good human being that it doesn't every now and then enter my mind that if I just wanted to become a little bit more of a piece of shit, that's what's waiting for me. And the other thing that I think is important to mention here, by the way, is most people who say that they wouldn't do that are not in the position where they could ever do that. That's, I think, an important thing, because a lot of people that I think that they're moral human beings, they're not moral people. They just don't have the opportunity to sell out. You know, it's kind of like what Bill Burr said in this skit about gold digging whores when he's talking about people criticizing Arnold Schwarzenegger, or who's the golfer? The golfer that like has a wife that got like $250 million. It's on the tip of my tongue. It'll come to me any moment now. Tiger Woods. Like, again, when people say, "Oh, I can't believe Tiger Woods cheated," how many women? You know, Bill Burr put it perfectly. He goes, "How many? You know, when you're going out to your 1994 Mercury Tracer, how many women are waiting there for you?" You know, like that's not. You're not in the same situation as him. If you had a bunch of fucking 18-year-old, beautiful, rich, sexy models that were like crawling all over you, are you honestly saying that when you wouldn't at least think for a moment about cheating on your 48-year-old wife that probably doesn't look the way she did 25 years ago when you married her? Like, come on. Yeah, I'm not saying you do it, but you'd think about it a little bit, probably. Or at least like one of you. I mean, there's 183 people watching, so surely one of you would. So when it comes to selling out and stuff like that, you can never really kind of judge if you're a moral person until you know that you've had the opportunity to do that and you chose not to do it. That's important. Sonny's here. Oh, Carrie, you're a fellow viewer of him. That's cool. I'm glad to hear. Is this a cover of Alice in Chains? This sounds like Alice in Chains. There's an Alice in Chains song that has the exact same riff as this. I think this was a ripoff of Alice in Chains. I just forget the name of the song. There's an Alice in Chains song that sounds exactly like this. Does anybody know? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? It's really bothering me that I can't remember the name of it. I know at the moment I see it. Yes, Carrie, I agree with it. When somebody shows you, believe them. I have no plans, Southpaw Zero. You guys are always asking, are you going to open a new shop in New Hampshire? Are you going to get married to Erica? Bro. F you guys haven't even planned to put on your shirt or pants after you wake up in the morning and you're asking me all this shit. So many people do almost 100% channels based on making videos about Tesla. Hey, I'm allowed to. I paid full price for that piece of shit. And I can insult it if I wanna. Marriage is a sacred bond. Yeah, but when you have the women available to you that Tiger Woods does, it probably, I don't know, probably seems less sacred. You know. They think all men cheat as if they get caught. Thank you, Harvey Wiseman. I appreciate that. Meowie, I don't know. I've never cheated, but then again, it's kind of a question of opportunity. I had a fairly interesting... I've had a couple of opportunities to cheat, but I haven't. Hey, Will Hammond, how are you? Hope you're doing well, sir. I've been with my wife for 15 years. I wouldn't cheat on her with kids versus my age. My twin is out there dating younger folks, so I got no real time. Thank yous on the topic. And I want to see what every single person here actually does when they have Tiger Woods' truckload of you-know-what, as Bill Burr would put it, waiting outside their 94 Mercury Tracer. That's a bit of a black pill. People aren't good, they just haven't had the opportunity to be evil. Well, a black pill is when you think things are hopeless. I don't think this is hopeless. I just think it's important to recognize the reality of human nature. Because some of the worst things or shit that happens in history happens with people that think that they're good people. I know I'm not a good person, and it keeps me grounded. I think it's important that I not think that I'm a good human being. Because the moment you think you're a good person, it's easy to justify horrible atrocities and treating people like garbage in this pursuit of some particular goal. Can't do that. I'll have you know that every 94 Mercury Tracer is rotten out up here. Oh, man. My battery is 15%. Oh no. This is crazy. My battery was 100% on the car and now it's 15%. I need to get a new battery for my Samsung S10. I really actually do have to get a replacement battery because I can't if I get a new phone, I won't have a headphone jack and it won't fit in my hand anymore. Let's see. What do we got? Sonny says, I think YouTube push polarizing stuff like what Facebook does. Yeah, YouTube really wants people... YouTube realizes the more people hate each other, the more money they make. I shouldn't let this battery run out since this is the key to my car. That's why I actually carry the card key. That would really... I should let the key to my car's battery run out. That would be funny. Let's see. You can think you're a good person, but fallible and stay grounded. I don't know. Too close to the edge for me. I like to be on it. I do a lot of journaling. I know exactly what's in my head. So... This is not barbecue music, correct? I think this is the get the fuck out of my restaurant, we're closing soon music. No amount of eye contact is getting me a chick. Hello. Yeah, but those S10s don't have a new battery. I want a nice shiny new battery. Not one that loses 1% a minute. I think I'm invisible. I'm actually waving my hand and making eye contact with the bartender, and I can't get a check. I feel invisible. They know I'm not a real New Hampshireite. I don't know if I can even get an OEM battery. Samsung has a parts website, and I checked it out, and they don't have a battery in stock for this phone. Because I usually prefer OEM battery whenever I could. Yeah, that's a mystery battery is what you're talking about. Hello. Check, please. Thank you so much.
We're almost ready.
Have a good one.
You too, man.
I'm sorry, what is your name again? Ariana. I am stuck. Holy shit, listen to this stuff. That's my name. Better.
That was good. Yeah, but you see, you have to calculate that, Felix, the same way that Tesla calculates range. So when they say you have 350 miles, you have closer to 250. So when the eBay battery that claims 4,000 milliamp hours is actually closer to 2,000 milliamp hours once you put it through the 50% decoder ring.
Good God.
Okay, I think we're good.
Alright.
Ready?
Thank you for the amazing food.
Thank you.
I love the signs. I love the signs. Those are hysterical.
Pardon me?
Did you read the signs on the wall?
No.
Oh, you got to read the signs before you go. It's part of the experience. See if we got a crazy person hiding near my car. Is there a crazy person hiding near my vehicle? No. Never be too careful these days. Under my vehicle? Nobody there, all right? Safe to go in. Don't ask why I check for that now. Some shitty things you learn from experience. I'll leave it at that. Fuck, it's cold. Oh my God, it's freezing. Jesus. There is no good reason for anything to be this cold. You hear that, New Hampshire? No reason. None. Oh. Oh. All right. Well, this stream was a good series of rants. I think we had some good stuff here. I think the right to repair rants followed by the Fauci and followed by the Fauci rant and the wiping your ass rant, I think is probably peak on this channel. Sad that it's going to be demonetized because of all the copyright strike shit, but I think it was quality. Holy crap, somebody gave $5. I missed it. Let me see. I was probably taking a piss when that happened. One moment. Just coming back for the axe grinding session from earlier. Your commentary is brutal. Tell us more about ass flakes. Thank you. I appreciate it. I hope you learned something about washing your ass properly. It was lovely sharing this section of my evening with you. I feel a little bit de-stressed from my tax audit bullshit. And I'm going to go on to the next part of my evening. The next part of my evening I would prefer not to share on camera. Have some business to attend to. And I will see you all later. Hope you have a lovely evening. Enjoy your Saturday night. If you don't have a life, that's fine. Be like me. Pretend you have one. Fake it till you make it. See you later.